Washington County, we like to say that the power to prosper is right under our feet. And ever since the first Marcellus well was drilled in Washington County, we've been doing nothing but benefiting from the industry. And our numbers really back that up. We are number one in terms of wells being drilled, number one in terms of Act 13 revenues. Just this past year, we got $6.6 million that we were able to reinvest in our community. And we're number two in production in the state. 17.5% of all production of natural gas in Pennsylvania comes from Washington County. We're very proud of that here, simply because it provides jobs and opportunities for our residents and helps really establish us as an energy leader, not only in the Commonwealth, but in the country as well. But we have to look at natural gas not in terms of just in the economic benefits of it, but also what it means to our community. We have new residents that have moved in, and those people are building homes, buying homes, participating in local community events, coaching baseball. They've really become a great part of our community. And also in terms of our agricultural community as well, it's helped really prop up our agriculture and our farmers. I think this is helping with the next generation of farmers and agriculture businesses, because the energy companies have been very supportive of local 4-H programs, FFAs, our county fairs, and others. So natural gas has an all-encompassing effect on Washington County. Again, not only just our economy, but also our community as well. And George, I hope we can talk a little bit about that today.
We all touched upon it, and something that may be unique, it's the agriculture side. But I think that you and I have spoken in the past, you hit upon it. It was that land value and the growth of the farms. There's a perception that farmers get pushed around. That's false. And that their land is less valuable today.
Yeah, there is, George. And first, let me correct you on one thing. Your comment earlier about farmers being pushed around, I can assure you in Washington County, we have some very shrewd farmers that aren't going to be pushed around because they value their land. They value their property. Many of these farms have been in families for generations. And what the energy industry has allowed them to do is keep those farms in their families, to buy new equipment. And just the equipment and farm machinery sales and stores that has opened up in Washington County has been phenomenal, because of course that's the secondary and even tertiary effect of this industry. It's not just assisting our local farming and agriculture community, it's also affecting retail, industrial, and others that are purchasing equipment, that are providing new jobs. So just in that industry alone, agriculture, we've seen a huge impact in terms of people buying new equipment and reinvesting in their farms. And that money, of course, goes to our local banks that reinvested, of course, into new housing stock and things of that nature. So again, that one industry itself, coupled with the natural gas industry, has had a huge economic impact in our county.
So let's stay with you, Jeff, on that side of the notion. Again, so we see we see the farms and what's happening there, and again, from a downtown standpoint, having the opportunity of some of your farmland being developed into industrial parks. I mean, you've got the Cat's Meow in South Point. Talk to us a little bit about commercial and industrial development that has come along with the industry.
I would argue that one thing our county has been very good at has been planning for the future. Now, 15 years ago, none of us could have saw the Marcellus Shale or even its impact come about. But we, as a county, have always tried to prepare for something big. And I think that's where South Point and our other business parks come along, because our commissioners and private sector were willing to invest in the future. So when the Marcellus opportunity came along, we were ready to go with available commercial, industrial buildings, lay down areas, and other ways that we could help market the industry to come to our county. And I think that's a very salient point as well, because you have to welcome the industry to the county. We have had the good fortune of being open arms to the industry. We believe in what they're doing, we support them, and that resonates to others that want to come to our county and benefit from the proximity to the producers. So ourselves as a chamber, working with our county partners, have always marketed that Washington County is a great place to do business if you're in the energy industry. And that transfers to marketing our county as a whole as a good place to do business. So we've been very successful in that regard. South Point's become kind of the center of the energy industry in the greater Pittsburgh region, but that's not to dissuade any others from coming into other areas of the county that meet their needs for the industry.
Now, Jeff, if I'm not mistaken, you do an annual sort of, the economy of the county and how it's going. And I didn't partake in this year's event. I think the last one would have been 2019, but the investment that you've seen at the county level, could you give us a little insight in that one?
From various years to years, it can average anywhere from $500 million to $1 billion each year in new investment in Washington County, which includes the industry itself. So it's been substantial.
Yeah. And again, you said it. It takes planning and hard work. Jeff, I want to toss it over to you because I know, again, from the pre-K to 12th grade, there's a huge investment. You've got companies from the likes of Range and EQT and Williams making investments. I have to imagine that you're seeing some real nice opportunities from the education standpoint.
Oh, we are, George. And, I think one of the biggest items that goes unnoticed about the energy industry is the fact that it has helped to dispel the notion that you have to go to a four-year college to be successful in your career. And I think that's something that has had a tremendous impact on us, not only in Washington County, but I think the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania itself, because the industry is paying good jobs for those that want to explore a two-year technical degree or get out and starting their career right out of high school. Those that are, mechanically inclined, that's when it goes into welding. And I think that the most important thing is it shows that there's opportunities for everyone and for all skill sets to be involved in the industry. George, the industry needs attorneys and PR and accountant and all those guys, but it also needs welders and guys that work on the sites and frackers. So it's an industry that's had impacts throughout our county's educational system. I can also speak to the fact that the industry has been engaged in our educational system here in Washington County too, not just in terms of looking for future workforce development, but also just lending their time and to come in and spend time in our classrooms to talk about careers, to volunteer at Little League games or high school football games. So it's had a great impact all around because the more that we expose the industry to our younger people, particularly in the area you mentioned, middle school, early high school, the more they become interested in it and see the vast arrays of opportunities that are happening in the energy industry in our county and region.
What are we missing? What do you want to make certain that people understand in the 10 years time frame of things that have happened that may be overlooked, that may be forgotten, or not even, again, directly impacted to the industry, but has actually lifted the county that you're in? So, Jeff, I'll start with you. You're off mute.
Sure. As I listen to these two gentlemen, Jason and the commissioner, there's a common theme, I think, that's coming across, and that is about partnership. It's working with the industry. And that could be really any industry that has a major presence in your county, but it's really going out and being active and working with them. They come to us, and you have to be receptive of what their ideas are because we want them to succeed. On the same token, they want us to succeed as a county as well. And that takes a true partnership. So the common theme I see coming across today is the willing to work with the industry, the willing to be partners and true partners in the industry to not only, just reap the benefits of them being there, but trying to position them for long-term success. And that's what we've tried to do here in Washington County. I'm sure that's what our friends in Lycoming and Susquehanna like to do as well, is to position the industry for long-term success. We don't want this to be a 10-year play. We want this to be a lifetime of opportunity for our residents and a lifetime of benefits for the energy industry in our county as well.
And it's with that point of sharing the story that, one of the questions came in from a member of the audience saying, with this being an election year and your communities being little microcosms of what's going on, has there been any outreach from either side of the campaigns to take a look and see what's going on, whether it be Biden or Trump. The idea of asking folks like yourself who were on the ground seeing the upside, has anyone done any outreach to you?
I think what we've been successful here in Washington County is trying to change the conversation a little bit, that jobs and investment and really energy is a nonpartisan issue. And I know that, please don't think that's naive on my part, but for the 15 years of the initial Marcellus Shale expansion in Washington County, we had 2 Democrat commissioners leading the charge here. Now that subsequently has just changed to a Republican majority, but they see things the same exact way as our Democrat partners have. That we've looked at this as a way to promote jobs and investment, and that to me is both sides should be willing to take a look at that, not just one. And I think we've seen that in Washington County a lot, that again, jobs and investments are not political, and our country's energy independence should be nonpartisan as well.